Have you ever wondered what really happens after we die? From ancient spiritual beliefs to modern scientific theories, the mystery of the afterlife has fascinated humanity for centuries. Whether it's the promise of heaven, the cycle of reincarnation, or the finality of oblivion, every culture and religion offer its own answer to this age-old question. In today's video, we're diving deep into the world of the unknown, exploring the ideas, philosophies, and experiences surrounding what happens after death. Could there be something beyond this life, or is death the end? Let's explore the possibilities, and maybe together we'll find some answers. The concept of after death is deeply tied to various cultural, religious, and philosophical beliefs, and it refers to what happens when a person dies. Science primarily views death as the cessation of biological functions. While science does not provide evidence for an afterlife, some areas of research, like near-death experiences, NDEs, have sparked interest in understanding consciousness and what might occur after death. From a materialist perspective, death is the end of consciousness, and there is no existence beyond the physical body. The brain ceases functioning, and the individual no longer exists in any form. This philosophical stance, held by figures like René Descartes, posits that the mind and body are separate, with the soul or consciousness continuing in some form after physical death. Many religious believe in an afterlife where individuals go to heaven or hell based on their faith and actions, where the soul is reborn into a new life. This cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, samsara, continues until one achieves moksha, or liberation from the cycle. Beyond religious contexts, reincarnation has been a subject of philosophical thought, with the idea that individuals are reborn into new lives, potentially learning lessons over successive lifetimes. Reincarnation is the belief that, after death, the soul or consciousness of a person is reborn in a new body. This concept is often linked to the idea of a continuous cycle of birth, death, and rebirth, known as samsara in several Eastern religions. The new life could be in a human, animal, or even a supernatural form, depending on the specific belief system and the actions or karma of the individual in their previous lives. Many indigenous cultures believe in the ongoing presence of ancestral spirits who guide or watch over the living. Can soul communicate? The idea that the soul can communicate is found in various spiritual, religious, and philosophical traditions. This belief centers on the idea that the soul exists beyond the physical body and may interact with the living in different ways after death or even during life. Here are some of the perspectives on how souls are believed to communicate. Spiritual communication. Many spiritual traditions believe that the soul, after death, can communicate with the living, often through spiritual practices like a mediumship. Mediums or spiritualists claim to have the ability to communicate with the souls of the dead. They often describe receiving messages through visions, voices, or feelings. This is common in spiritualist traditions where it's believed that souls remain conscious after death and can reach out to loved ones. The prayer and meditation. In many religious practices, believers communicate with the souls of deceased loved ones through prayer. Some people claim to experience feelings of connection or even receive guidance during deep states of meditation or prayer. Dreams. Souls are sometimes believed to communicate through dreams. People who have lost loved ones often report vivid dreams in which they feel as if they are being visited by the soul of the departed. These dreams may convey comfort, messages, or unresolved emotions. Signs and symbols. Some believe that souls communicate through signs or symbols, such as the appearance of certain animals, objects, or numbers that remind them of a loved one. These are often considered messages from beyond. Some people who have experienced near-death experiences claim to have communicated with deceased loved ones or other spiritual beings while in an altered state of consciousness. These accounts often involve descriptions of out-of-body experiences and encounters with entities that they interpret as the souls of the dead. In paranormal beliefs, ghosts are often thought to be the souls of individuals who have not fully passed on to the afterlife. These spirits are sometimes said to communicate with the living, often through phenomena such as sounds, movements, or apparitions. Ghost hunters and paranormal investigators often try to detect such communication using tools like EVP, electronic voice phenomena, or other instruments. In some esoteric and New Age circles, it is believed that the soul can communicate telepathically or through energy. Souls, in this view, may not use words or physical signs but rather transmit emotions, thoughts, or subtle energies that can be felt by the living. From a scientific point of view, there is no empirical evidence to support the idea that souls communicate with the living. While many people report experiences they interpret as communication with souls, these are often viewed as psychological or emotional responses, possibly influenced by grief, memory, or the subconscious mind. Belief in soul communication varies widely depending on one's spiritual, religious, or cultural background. While there is no scientific consensus on whether souls can communicate, the experiences people have with dreams, visions, or signs from deceased loved ones are powerful and meaningful for those who believe.